about diabetes. It's one of the biggest problems in the world. And I was reading the Getting Started booklet of Neolife on page 5. It says the greatest world's problems becomes the greatest business opportunity. So Neolife has got a perfect solution for people with diabetes and health challenges that we can actually solve. The more we solve people's problems, the bigger our business we are going to build. So in this session, I want to share with you two things. One of them is how to take your next step. Let me just from the current sleep. Taking your next step. Plan the next steps. I think the last 2 weeks 2 or 3 weeks we've been talking about the basics. That is how to build a name list. Once you've known how to build a name list, you know how to invite people to see the business. Once you've seen the business, you know how to follow up and get the people started so that you can grow a business. Today, I want to talk about some issues which helps you to think through how you're building your business. One of the most important things is, if you want to take a step, the first thing is you need to know where you are. What level of business have you reached? Are you a distributor? Are you a manager? Are you a senior manager, executive manager, or director? Once you've known where you are, the next thing you need to know is, where do you want to be and at what period of time? Let me say in this example, you're a manager in the business and your next goal is to become a director. What are the things or the steps you need to plan so that you can take your next step? You know where you are, you're a manager. Number 2, you know where you want to be a director. And number 3, our compensation plan is based on the director model. That means once you become a director, your next step is to build other directors in your group, because once a director, to get to Sapphire, it means you need to develop one director under you. To become a 1 Ruby, you need to develop 3 director legs, 2 Ruby, 4 director legs, 3 Ruby, 5 director legs. So the steps you take in the business is based on a director model. What is the goal of our business? Our goal of business is very simple: to move products from Neolife to different consumers, which starts with you. All right? So, manager, what is required to be a manager? To be a manager, you need to have 100 personal PV. The goal is to have 6 to 8 retail customers. And then you need to develop 500 group PV with your team. Let me say, in this example, month number 1, your goal is to become a manager. You need to do 500 group PV, and then look for 3 distributors doing 100 PV each. So to have a stable manager business, you need 4 to 6 distributors in your team. That means you've got 4 to 6 people who are doing an average. You'll have 500 PV or more, including your own 100 PV. Let me say you do that in month 1. Month 2, you need to still maintain your customers, 6 to 8 retail customers, and then you do 100 PV, but your goal now is to reach 1,000 group PV. How do you do that? Develop 3 managers. If you have 3 managers in your business, you're likely to reach 1,000 group PV, and that means you need roughly 8 to 12 distributors. One of the challenges, I think, in the business is we are aiming for a step without the correct number of active distributors in your team, and you get stressed. You are tempted to buy products to make a step, or you may actually get many customers, make the step, but the next month you don't maintain the same status. So, to be a qualified senior manager, you need 1,000 group PV, 100 on your own personal name, and then you need to develop other managers in your team. That means you need between 8 and 12 active distributors in your team. That is month number 2. Month number 3, once you're a qualified senior manager, your next goal is to become an executive manager. That means you have 2,000 qualifying PV, 100 in your own name. How do you do that? You need to develop at least 2 qualified senior managers and also build new managers in your team. In terms of numbers, you need between 15 and 24 active distributors. Remember, these are not all personally sponsored distributors. These are people in your team. Month number 4, you need to develop 3 executive managers. That means you've got 3 people whose goal is to do 2,000 PV. To qualify with 4,000 PV without any stress, you need between 40 and 60 distributors. If you maintain these numbers, you will find that you qualify at that level with not much challenges in your business. So these are the numbers. This is how you need to plan of taking your steps. Each step you make, you need to plan for the next step ahead. Always plan for the next step ahead of you. For example, manager, if you're a manager, your next goal is to become a senior manager. If you're a senior manager, your next goal is to become an executive manager. Once you're an executive manager, your next goal is to become a director in the business. Now, the numbers. Managers, you need 4 to 6 active distributors. It is important to note these numbers so that when you look at your team, you know your team is actually growing. Senior manager, you need between 8 and 12 active distributors. Executive managers, you need between 15 and 24. Director, you need 40 to 60 active distributors. So what is the plan? The plan is to sponsor 3 people every month. That is why the company has a 3 in 30 program. Because if you sponsor 3 people, one of those people is likely to be serious. If you sponsor 6, 1 or 2 people are likely to be serious. So sponsor 3 people monthly. What is your weekly goal? Show the business to 6 to 10 prospects a week. What is your daily goal? You need to show the plan to 2 to 3 people daily. That's your daily method of operation. And do the basics. Build the name list, invite to look at the business, show the plan and follow up. If you do those basic things, you will find that your business will start to take root and grow. Will everybody be excited? No. Will everybody take off at the same time? No. Some people will take time to grow their business. And I was listening to a story of one of the very successful distributors in our business. He joined the business, and because he was not excited at the beginning about the business, he bought the kit. Once his sponsor left the house, he took the kit, put it in a closet, and closed it, and he never looked at the kit for about 8 months. But his sponsor was very smart. His sponsor called his wife and invited his wife for a convention. When his wife came for a convention, she was very, very excited about the business. And she went back, and her husband was looking at her and wondering, why is my wife so excited about this business? What is it that they do? So he asked her, why are you excited about this thing? He told her, no, I want you to come for one of our meetings. Come for a function. So she waited for a very big function, a weekend rally, and he went for a weekend rally. And when he went for a weekend rally, he would introduce himself to people. He met people from different backgrounds. He met people who are salespeople, doctors, engineers, housewives, plumbers, people from so many different backgrounds. But the only common thing about these people is they had dreams, and some of them had fulfilled their dreams. And that's why he changed it. That's why when his life changed in the business. So you never know who it is who's going to capture the dream of building this business. You need to keep talking to people so that you actually get the right people in your business. Can you tell who is going to do the business? There is no way of telling. The only indications you're going to have is this. Number 1, pay attention to people who want your time and your advice. Number 2, pay attention to people who attend training. Pay attention to people who ask you questions. Pay attention to people who read good books and attend meetings. Those are the simple indicators that show you that this person is worth my time. For those of you who are doctors, I know that when a patient comes to visit you, the first thing you do is you check their vital signs. Check their blood pressure, you check their eyes, you check their ears, you check their tongue, you check very elementary things to give you an indication of the health status. We also have in our business things called vital statistics or vital signs. What are those vital signs to show your business is growing? Number one, people in your team are reading books. Number two, people in your team are attending training. Number three, people in your team are attending weekend functions and recognition rallies. Number four, people in your team are volunteering to do sessions in business. If you see these things happening to somebody, know that that person is on the right path to growing their business. The last thing I want to discuss with you this evening is I think is a very crucial thing about our business, that without it, our business doesn't work. It's friendship. This is something I would encourage all of you to think really deeply and carefully about, because it binds our business together. This is what keeps your team together. This is the glue of our business. A few things to note. Number one, we are communal or social beings. Nobody can survive by themselves. In fact, our business is the perfect example on why it is important to have good relationships. We are communal or social beings. That's one. Number two, we build a profession to serve others. I have never had somebody say, okay, I'm going to be an engineer to design my house and design my own road. No, you do it for other people. I am training to be an architect or a doctor or a plumber or I don't know, whatever profession you have. You always study a profession to provide a service to your neighbor, never for yourself. Another thing is this: if I'm an engineer, I need a plumber or an electrician or whatever it is, somebody to do something I cannot do. That is why we are social beings. So build a profession to serve others. Now, how do we build friendship in this business? There are three important characteristics of friendship. The first is we need to have a common interest. That means we have something which we are interested in, all of us. In this business, we are all interested in building our own dreams using the Neo Life as a vehicle. In fact, if you meet people who are truly friends, they have something they share in common. For example, they may share the love for sports, they may share the love for reading, they may share the love for mountain climbing, they may share the love for whatever it is. You need a common interest in our business, building our personal dreams. The second thing you need in friendship, this is true friendship, is mutual concern. What is mutual concern? Is that we are concerned and sensitive to the same things. In this business, challenges and our success. Are you going to face challenges in this business? Definitely. If you don't have any challenges in this business, you're not doing the business correctly. If somebody hasn't told you, no, this thing will never work. If somebody hasn't made fun of you in this business, you're not doing it correctly. Okay? So, mutual challenges and successes. That binds people together is when you share challenges. Another thing, when you share success. I remember, in fact, in our home office here, we have on our wall pictures we took in San Francisco, in Hawaii, in Las Vegas, with some of our team members, and we've been friends for over 25 years. I remember last week, I showed Jeru's team a picture we took in San Francisco. Their very first trip to the USA. Joyce and Howard King from Tanzania. These are things we share together. When you go for trips, you create a bond between yourself and your team. And the third thing you need for good friendship is a life of integrity and virtue. If you have the first two and the third one is lacking, there will be no friendship. There'll be no friendship. The life of integrity and virtue. Two things. Number one, you need to develop kindness, love, forgiveness, gratitude. If you have these things, you develop these things in your heart and in your being, you will find that you will tend to attract good people in your business and you'll have very good friends. Kindness, love, forgiveness, gratitude. The things to avoid: criticism, resentment, and jealousy. And I'd like to play for you a 2-minute video that I came across on the net about heart. And when there's coherence between your heart and your mind, that means the goal you have, the dreams you have, the emotions and the feelings you have are congruent so much. There's coherence between your heart and your mind, and incredible things happen to your business. Let me just play this tape for you.
Scientists made a discovery that shocked the medical community for sure. What they found was a neural network inside the human heart. I've just said a big piece of information that affects all of us, and here's why. We can harmonize the neural network in the brain and the neural network in the heart. Two separate organs become one powerful, potent system in what is called heart-brain coherence. They've developed 3 very, very simple steps. It's a shift in focus, a shift in breath, and a shift in feeling. When we change the way we feel, we're actually shifting the chemistry in our bodies. The immune system is strengthened. We awaken the longevity enzymes. We trigger the healing of the telomeres. We actually relieve stress on a molecular level. And those effects will last up to 6 hours after only 3 minutes of doing this. This is how powerful we are.
So I came across this video, a short video on the internet, that the heart has neurons and the brain has neurons. In fact, the heart produces electromagnetic waves which are 3 meters around us. Trust me, and all of you will know this for sure. If you have two people who have resentment towards each other, anybody who walks in that room, even without speaking, will sense very tense, negative atmosphere. Those are electromagnetic fields, but which are vibrating at different frequencies. That is why there is tension. Our heart produces electromagnetic waves. Our brain also produces waves. And if there is dissonance, that means the two are not functioning at the correct vibration. There is stress in our life. And what causes all this? Let me go back to the screen I was sharing with you. What causes non-coherence between the brain and the heart? Jealousy. This produces different waves, electromagnetic waves from the heart. Love, forgiveness, gratitude also produces different waves from the heart. One is destructive, the other one is constructive. So I would recommend all of you go back tonight, sit down and write down today, what act of kindness have you shown a neighbor? What act of love have you shown today? Forgiveness. Write down the people in your life that you need to forgive and let go. Write down 10 things that you're grateful for. In fact, they have shown, neuroscience has shown that people who have gratitude have a longer lifespan because it changes our body chemistry. If you're resentful towards somebody, write down their names, take up your phone and get together with this person and resolve your resentment. If you don't let go, trust me, you can, it will not last. And if you think carefully, those of you who have met Charlie and Alta Bolton, you the people they are very peaceful in their souls. They're very friendly, they're very kind, they're very disciplined. They say things that is why they are 5-diamond directors. Since 1991 up to today, Charlie. So, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to your heart, pay attention to your mind, pay attention to the feelings you let dominate your heart and your mind. If you do these simple things, you will find that you'll start to attract the right kind of people in your business. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all very much for attending this training session with Betty and myself. We hope that some of the things we've shared with you will help you grow your business to the next level. Thank you very much. Good night and God bless.